I made these pens back in high school, and back then this was how you made a pen spinning pen. You would gut it, invert the ink, put a design inside of it, glue this shut, cut that off. And when I moved out to California, I used one of my friend's mods, and it felt like cheating. And I have never really had a pen, so in this video I'm going to be making some new pens. Alright, so I've got some super tips from Crayola. I got random pens and stuff that I'm going to use to rip apart, and I've got a box full of random stuff, like also some other pens like these. I have a very weird pen that I'm going to try to make using some silicone. So yeah, let's check these out. I didn't look at any tutorials. I kind of wanted to make this video to show people you can make a pen spinning mod out of anything. This is a pretty big mess, but I think that it was worth it. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pens out of it. I'm gonna make maybe like a couple more out of some random stuff. The idea is to take apart a bunch of pens and figure out what pieces fit into the other. Yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do. I'll probably make a couple more in a day or so. I gotta let the silicone dry. I'm gonna make like a glass pen. But yeah, you should just go to the store and get some random pens. Super tips are really nice, and you fit the tubes inside of each other, and you use the grips and pieces to add weight to it. I put some screws in it, and like this one I added some hex nuts, and this one really has a good feel. Like this one just feels really, really nice. It's because of that added weight. So yeah, I'm gonna let that stuff dry, clean this up, and then we'll see how they play. Okay, so my GoPro died and I've been charging it and playing with this orange one, and I've come to the conclusion that all of these need actual weights. So I'm gonna redo some of this. So I'm upgrading the mod, because I think the weight, it makes a big difference. Like, you really need the weight. Okay, I went and added weights to all of it, and now they all spin a lot better. I still have that one more to finish, that's the silicone and glass, so I'll finish that tomorrow. But I was able to make, you know, a handful of pens, and now they're all decently weighted, so now I've got some really good pens to practice on. Alright, it's the next day and I have them all set up. Whoa. I went back and put weights in all of them, and now they all play great. So the last one I have is this guy. I thought I was going to be able to super glue this together, but I just had to use tape and grips, but it works. I just made this one for the sake of art, I guess. So yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing when I started this. I've seen pictures of pen mods and stuff like that, so I kind of had an idea of what they look like. But basically what you do is you use the super tips or any marker that's big, and you use other markers to shove them in there. I got lucky. Mine were like pretty clean fits. If they're not, you can use tape, you know, to circle it. Same thing with the ends. You just configure it certain ways to where tubes go in or out and grips cover. What I did is I put screws in the tips, tape them down over hex nuts. So each one of these pens has a screw in here. Nuts and bolts to add weight, and then the pen cap is just here to make it look cool. So what you can do is you can shove hex nuts in there, bearings, anything that has weight, and it'll give you a really decent pen. I think the orange one is by far my favorite though. It looks the coolest. I like the way it looks, and I like the way it feels. It's pretty cool, and I like the heavier bolts on the end. So yeah, you just gotta get a hold of some pens and materials and you can make basic mods. I just went ahead and bought the super tips and stuff like that I just went ahead and like bought all the stuff online just because I couldn't find it in my local stores. But yeah, you can get creative with it. And this video wasn't really a tutorial, but it was more or less like showing that you can use pretty much anything from a store nearby and maybe a hardware store to make some pens. Whoa. Crap. Well, I guess don't use glass when you do this. But yeah, plastic and pen parts is all you really need to make some good mods. So hopefully this inspires people to make some pens and try it out. Cause honestly, I used to pen spin, but last night when I made these and it's like twice as long and it's weighted properly, it made pen spinning a lot easier. Having it twice as long and adding weight makes it a lot easier to play with and learn. So hopefully you guys go out there and make some of your own pens.